good morning, our viewers. We are greeting you and wishing you a blessed week ahead. My name is Morire Rebila Lawal on your program Newspaper Headlines today from your darling channel, BGI TV Current on YouTube. You need to subscribe and follow. Also have access to all of our broadcasts. And today is the first day and the last Monday in this month, and I tell you, it's going to be a very smooth ride as the weather in the city of Abeokuta, capital of Ogun State, is so calmly and welcoming this morning. I welcome you all to another interesting edition of your program, Newspaper Headlines today, with my colleague here.
It's a lovely morning as I welcome you to today's headliner as we take you through the dailies for the day 26th of June 2023. My name is Ige Olalekon, and with me I have Daily Post, Nigerian Tribune and People's Gazette.
I'm having the Vanguard and the Punch newspaper, and my first rider from the Vanguard newspaper is Forex scarcity persists as CBN resumes intervention.
And from the Daily Post, ALLedge blaspheming, Sokoto governor reacts, calls for calm.
UK waiting for Tinubu to appoint ministers, envoy.
And from the Nigerian Tribune, Emefiele, 2 persons can't answer the crime. Probe Buhari's ex-ministers, others. Sonny tells Tinubu.
CBN and new measures to boost forex supply.
And from the People's Gazette, I will meet Nigerians' expectation as national security advisors. Nuru Ribadu.
NDLEA intercepts 5,344 kg imported conch consignments.
Impending flood. Governor Lax will tackles climate change. Environmentalists.
Butcher stoned to death in Sokoto for blaspheming.
While on the Nigerian Tribune, major shake-up in army as COS redeployed theatre commander GOC, others.
How Nigerians in UK schools grew from 20,000 to 127,000, Japa syndrome. Police
neutralize killers of Ebonyi INEC staff, rescue wife.
Now to some part of the news from the Vanguard newspaper, with the rider coming as there are indications that banks are ignoring the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN directive that they should grant their customers unfettered withdrawal of foreign currencies from domiciliary accounts. Meanwhile, Nigeria's foreign exchange market has recorded a drastic change following the market reforms introduced by the CBN previous week. Information again with the rider, Forex scarcity persists as CBN resumes intervention.
And from the Daily Post, ALLedge blaspheming, Sokoto governor reacts, calls for calm. Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliyu has called on the people of the state to remain calm and law-abiding at all times. The governor made the plea in a statement signed by his spokesman, Malam Abubakar Bawa, following an attack on one Usman Buddha Mike Aji for allegedly making a blasphemous comment on the personality of Prophet Muhammad at the Sokoto main abattoir on Sunday. The governor cautioned the people against any act capable of degrading the personality of Prophet Muhammad, especially in a state like Sokoto, which is predominantly a Muslim community. Aliyu said that Sokoto people have so much respect and regard for Prophet Muhammad. Hence, the need for the resident to respect and protect his dignity and personality. And according to the rider, ALLedge blaspheming, Sokoto governor reacts, calls for calm.
British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, has said that the UK was awaiting the appointment of ministers by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before taking necessary steps towards strengthening collaboration. Montgomery, who stated this in an interview in Abuja weekend, said the UK government had identified 6 areas in which both countries could strengthen cooperation and explore new areas to build upon for mutual benefit. The rider again, UK waiting for Tinubu to appoint ministers, envoy.
And from Nigerian Tribune, Emefiele, 2 persons can't answer the crimes, probe Buhari ex-ministers, others. Sonny tells Tinubu. Former federal lawmaker Senator Shehu Sonny has asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to courageously allow a full-scale probe of the plunder that occurred under the former President Muhammadu Buhari administration The former lawmaker demanded that the investigation should begin with former President Buhari, his ex-ministers, his service chiefs, and the cabal wings of the government. Following Tinubu's assumption of office, he removed Godwin Emefiele as the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) and Abdulrasheed Bawa as the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. And to the rider, Emefiele, two persons can't answer the crime probe Buhari, ex-ministers orders, Sonny tells Tinubu.
The nation's financial markets came alive last week following positive sentiment and renewed confidence generated by the new measures announced by the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) to boost foreign exchange inflow into the country. The stock market posted record gains as the total value of shares listed on the NG exchange or market capitalization rose by 998 billion naira to 32.662 trillion naira on Wednesday when the measures were announced. The rider again from the Vanguard newspaper, CBN and new measures to boost forex supply.
And from People's Gazette, I will meet Nigerians' expectation as National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. Newly appointed National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu says he will strive to discharge his duty and meet Nigerians' expectation. Mr. Ribadu said this on Sunday in a tweet posted via his verified account. He also extended his appreciation to friends and well-wishers over his recent appointment as the President's Security Advisor. Many of you friends and well-wishers have sent out kind words on my appointment as the National Security Advisor by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The announcement of his appointment puts to rest the speculation that President might consider a non-military person for the position. Mr. Ribadu, pioneer EFCC chairman, will become the third retired police officer after the late Gambo Jimita and Ismail Gwazo to be appointed to the position. The new NSA was born on November 21, 1960 and was an intelligent police operative who retired as Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIG. He came to the national limelight as a star prosecutor at the Okuta panel created to investigate human rights abuses during the military era. And to the rider, I will meet Nigerians' expectation as National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) have intercepted 2 imported consignments of loud, a strong strain of cannabis with a combined weight of 5,344.1 kilograms along the Ekpe-Lekki corridor and at the Alpha Beach Lekki area of Lagos State. Based on credible intelligence, NDLEA operatives laid ambush for a white truck conveying 50 jumbo bags of the illicit substance weighing 2,434.1 kg along the Ekpe-Lekki Expressway in the early hours of Monday, 19th June. The truck driver, however, jumped out of the vehicle and escaped in a security Hilux van escorting the truck after the anti-narcotic officers successfully demobilized the truck conveying the drug exhibit. In the same vein, officers of the Marine Command of Agency the following day, Tuesday 28th, also acting on intelligence, intercepted a boat loaded with the same imported substance weighing 2,910 kg around Alpha Beach upon arrival from Ghana. 2 Ghanaians, Monday Saba 30 and Akim Kwana 27, found with the consignment were promptly arrested. And the rider again from the Vanguard newspaper, NDLEA intercepts 5,344 kg imported skunk consignment in Lekki.
And from the Daily Post, impending flood, government lacks will to tackle climate change, environmentalists. The image of a portion of the Federal Capital Territory submerged after hours of rain on Friday, May 23, 2023, shocked Nigerians even though the relevant authority had issued flood alert ahead of the raining season. Nigerians were starkly reminded by the image and videos of Trade Mall Estate in Abuja Lugbe axis being completely inundated by flood water that the worst may still happen as the country heads into the raining month when heavier downpours are anticipated nationwide. Authority of the National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA), Nigerian Meteorological Agency (NIMET), and Nigerian Hydrological Service Agency (NIHAO) confirmed that last week that they had sent personnel to the states to warn and prepare them for disasters that may occur. However, the declaration provided little to no solace to Nigerians who are still reeling from last year's experience of worst flood disasters in 10 years, which submerged 27 states, and to the rider, impending flood. Government lack wills to tackle climate change. Environmentalists.
The victim of Ruga Fuleni in Golmere village of Gondu local government area of Kebbi State was killed by his fellow butchers after allegedly making blasphemous statements on the person of Prophet Muhammad SAW and allegedly refused to repent when asked to do so by his colleagues. According to eyewitness who spoke to correspondents on ground on condition of anonymity, Usman Buddha, in his words, said he aligned himself with a statement credited to Sheikh Abdul Aziz of Bauchi, where he said he neither sought help from any mortal, including the noble Prophet Muhammad SAW, except Almighty Allah. He said when Usman was asked to review his statement and repent, he said he stood by his statement and what the Sheikh said was right and he supported the statement 100%, and this provoked the Muslim imam around him as he was stoned to death. The rider again coming, butcher stoned to death in Sokoto for blaspheming. I have a question, Ige.
Okay.
Forget the fact that we have Christian, we have Muslim, and the third one in Nigeria, because Nigeria is a secular state.
Okay.
It's not a Muslim country per se, 100%, and we all have freedom to religion. My question is that the butcher who was stoned to death, is that the penalty to his offense?
No.
Your reasons?
Well, thank you very much. Despite the fact that Nigeria is a secular state, when things like this happen, there should be a kind of an approach that we need to see things or view it. But from this very particular angle, don't let us forget this similar case happened during the time of Sarah in Sokoto State. And now it's now reoccurring again. I think the government of those states really needs to work on the psyche of the people in the state. Though we know that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with due respect, is somebody that we need to honor. But despite that fact, there should be a way that we Nigerians shouldn't infringe, a kind of make a breach on other people's religion or right. Like, we don't know what happened, we don't know what the butcher said that led to the riots or things like that. But despite that fact, I think the people still need to be more enlightened on how to go about something like this, because we shouldn't see it as a do or die or something like that. If you look at other countries where things like this happen, there is an approach of which their government would take. Even if it happened in Saudi Arabia, I believe the outcome will not be a kind of a death sentence or they will stone the person to death or things like that.
Thank you. My own submission is this. Number one, the butcher that was stoned to death is a Muslim.
Okay.
Amongst his colleagues, where they work together, were the one who stoned him to death. And now my question is this. I'm not supporting blasphemous statements against Prophet Muhammad SAW or Allah or the Holy Book or to any other religion. That's number one. Then number two, I'm not convinced that these people who stoned their brother to death knows exactly the meaning of his utterance and statements. He never abused Annabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He never abused Allah. He never abused any quotations from the Islamic rites or the Islamic knowledge as a religion. He said, he wouldn't find help to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or seek help from him, nor request any help from any mortal, anybody, but to Allah alone. What is blasphemous about his statement? What is the insult about his statement? These people who stoned their fellow brother to death, you don't even know what Islam is all about, the teachings. Do they even know the hadiths? Do they even know what Islam is about? And they continue killing. It is the fault of their governments. and the governor of each state from the north, they are embracing this nonsense. They are embracing these killings because they themselves do not know what is right and what is wrong.
And that's why I said they need to orientate, give these people more orientation, enlightenment.
Even if they are to go by enlightenment, Ige, I stand against this stoning to death, that all perpetrators should be arrested and killed.
Exactly.
If one example is made, we would never have such occurrence again.
Exactly. It's going
Number 3, most of these people claiming they know what Islam is all about. Ordinary Arabic, without its letters, there are signs. We used to qualify this one as Fatiha, or let's say this one as How, or Kesro, or Domo, or Sukun. Sometimes you get to have a fabric which is written on it with Arabic, like made in China, made in Saudi Arabia. So far they see it in Arabic, they don't want to know Arabic is just an ordinary language like the Yoruba, like the Hausa. They feel everything in Arabic is Quran. Let there be a commission, like a Sharia commission, and whatever these imams are preaching on the pulpit should be something significant, not just material things. How many of them understand what is being taught in madrasa? And they went ahead to kill. And the man who is speaking as an eyewitness said, before the death of the man who was killed, who is Usman, he said he aligned himself with the statement credited by one Sheikh Abdulaziz of Bauchi State, where he said he neither sought help from any mortal, including the noble prophet. Even Prophet Muhammad SAW will never seek any help from any mortal than Allah.
Exactly.
So why this nonsense killing?
So I don't just to add to what you said, and that's exactly why you made a statement now. Even the teachers, those that are imparting the knowledge about the Islamic rites, also needs to be scrutinized, because they need to be checkmated. We need to know why. I believe that it's some of those things that have been imparted in those people that we are seeing coming to reality. Some of them might be teaching them the wrong thing, of which, okay, if anybody say things that are contrary to, like what the guy has just said, I don't think is up to the level that we can just say we want to kill him.
Let me just cut in. I schooled in the north.
Okay.
And I understood everything that comes from the north.
Okay.
So 100% assurance is that they have good teachers when it comes to Islamic religious knowledge.
Okay.
It is only that syndrome of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Have you the knowledge about his teachings and his lifestyle? They don't want to know. How many of them attend madrasa, Ilekeu in Yoruba language?
Exactly.
How many of them understand the teachings there? It is not about the Quran. Teach these people the morals, the character of Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is about giving a judgment concerning an action done by anyone, he goes through what Allah has ministered to him. So these people, they have this bad syndrome of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, nobody should talk about him. Why won't we talk about him? But not to insult him. Even if you are to insult Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, are you God? Let the supreme judge.
Exactly.
These people that have killed this very man, I tell you, they will never see the peace of heart for the rest of their life. Because Islam is a peaceful religion that never say you should kill. Even to the point of you speaking the truth. Remain with the truth. So I believe in the Bible. Do not chastise people. Do not speak wrongly just because you belong to a particular religion.
Exactly.
Let's go further. British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, has revealed that the number of Nigerian students in the United Kingdom's universities rose from 20,000 to 127,000 in 3 years. Montgomery also disclosed that Nigerians alone received 325,000 visas out of 3 million issued for international students and other immigrants in 2022. Japa syndrome, how Nigerians in UK schools grew from 20,000 to 127,000 in 3 years. British envoy. Now, Ige, it is a good thing from this Montgomery, speaking about the growth of Nigerian students in UK.
Exactly.
Because their economy is boosted. Money is coming in. And we have our ministers, we have our senators, we have our presidents here in Nigeria. Nothing is working. It is a shame to them. Especially the outgone Minister for Education, Adamu Adamu, who speaks that he is a novice to education, and he employed professors and directors to work under his ministry. It should be dealt with. As huge as education is concerned in Nigeria, you are now the minister. You are now speaking just as your tongue has directed you to utter that word, that statement, that you have no knowledge about education. But Buhari gave you the privilege. Is it too much for you to have used your senses to have spoken that yes, you have no, you have nothing to offer? If you had read something different from education in school, speak it to Mr. President to go and pick the better candidate. After lavishing, squandering, stealing, and killing so many things in the ministry, you're now speaking. Now, UK envoy is praising the growth of Nigerian students in UK. I'm not blaming him. If our own were good, our students wouldn't go for greener pasture concerning education again. Do you know how much it will earn them? 127,000 in 3 years.
Oh, really? I want to take you down memory lane a bit. I remember when the previous emir of Sanusi Lamido,
X,
when he was the former governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, a symposium was organized at the Cool Hotel and Suites there. And at the symposium, he said something. As at that time, Nigerians were investing 50 billion into the economy of other countries. What do I mean by that? That is, there was this calculation, statistics of Nigerian students schooling outside Nigeria, and the money they were making for those countries were equal or equivalent to 50 billion within a year, as at that time. Now look at it. If such money is, invested into the Nigerian economy, how long do you think such money would have made a positive impact in our system?
A beautiful one. We would have been enjoying better things in this country if they will have people like Sanusi in those designated positions. There was a quote again from Sanusi. I still have it on my phone for the past 3 years now. He said, the looted funds from all these criminals and the ones that just left with the outgone presidents, Buhari and his ministers, especially Abubakar Malami, the Chief Judge of the Federation, the Attorney General, and the Minister for Budget and National Planning. All of the looted funds, and especially that of the suspended Emefiele. The souls of those that went, that died during that new cash policy will always haunt him. I'm speaking because I know if any of the people in government, if any of their families were part of those people that died, or got heated through their kangaroos policy, they wouldn't have done all of this nonsense they've been doing. Nigeria is also a country that there is no constitution that bites everyone, except the average Nigerians. They see themselves as sacred cows. There is no how this country will move forward or grow.
That's it.
If, by the quote of Sanusi I mentioned earlier, he said all of the looted funds and the recovery from Switzerland, from the stolen funds from Abacha, from any other, if all of this money is shared through our individual bank accounts, 10 million naira to each Nigerian will go round. Wow. And if all of the cows in Nigeria, as at that time, can spend money, after sharing 10 million naira to all Nigerians, the remaining money can easily go through all of the cows and the goats in this country. It means there is money in this country. But people are just there hindering building that fence. But I believe that yes, it will surely fall like those like those of Wall of Jericho then.
And that is why that will make me take your attention to what I think is coming up now. You know, there has been a lot of anticipation now. People are waiting to see the list of the appointments of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for all the ministerial positions. And I think based on what you said, I think I want to enjoin the president to choose the right people and put the right people in the right place.
Amen. So the Punch newspaper, the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Customs Service, Nigeria Customs Service, have taken the ongoing foreign exchange reforms to the maritime sector with a 40% increase in the exchange rate used for calculating import duty. The NCS on Saturday raised the exchange rate used for the calculation of import duty from $422.30 naira per dollar to 589 naira per dollar. The rider from the Punch newspaper, naira devaluation pushes up vehicles duties by 40%.
And from the Nigerian Tribune, major shake-up in army as COAS redeploys theater commander GOC's orders. Barely 24 hours after assumption of office, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, had approved the posting and appointment of some senior officers of the Nigerian Army to commander, instructional and staff appointment across army formation and units in the country. This was contained in a statement made available to newsmen in Abuja on Sunday evening by Director of Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Oyema Nwachukwu. According to the statement, those affected in the exercise include some principal staff officers of the Army headquarters, general officers commanders, corps commanders, commanders of training institution, brigadier commanders, commanders officers, and among others. To the rider, major shake-up in army as COSA redeploys theater commanders, GOC's orders.
The moves by the Nigeria Police Force authorities to curtail the excesses of errant police officers and sanitize the system have not been unimpactful. The prompt actions taken against unruly officers by the immediate past IG Usman Baba have instilled a measure of discipline among the rank and file, and also the real ovation from Nigerians. For decades, a large percentage of police officers demonstrated an apparent lack of discipline and professionalism, with many of them involved in extrajudicial killings, brutal assaults on citizens, drunkenness, extortion, and other vices. This incident led to the 2020 #EndSARS protest, which rocked the nation, resulting in the killing of several cops and the destruction of police formations in parts of the country. The rider again, our ex-IG flushed out rogue cops, promoted discipline before exits.
And from the People's Gazette, police neutralize killers of Ebonyi INEC staff, rescue wife. The police in Ebonyi have killed 3 of the suspected killers of a member of staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC and rescued his kidnapped wife. The victim, Emmanuel Igwe, an assistant electoral officer of INEC, was on Sunday, June 18, killed by suspected kidnappers operating along the Ishagu Mpo Road and abducted his wife. The police also arrested no fewer than 8 members of the criminal gang. Emmanuel Aja, chairman of Ivo local government area, who confirmed the arrest and killings of 3 of the suspects to reporters on Sunday in Abakaliki, noted that the hoodlums were busted at their hideout in Lapunta, Humayi local government area in Abia State. And to the rider, police neutralized killers of Ebonyi INEC staff, rescue wife.
All right, out of no time, we have just like 3 minutes, but I'll just pick the lines, not the main story. According to the killing of a butcher in Sokoto, probe begins as mob kills butcher over alleged blaspheming. The Sokoto State Police Command has launched an investigation into the killing of a butcher, Usman Buddha. And also to Lagos Ibadan Expressway, there was this gridlock which took motorists for 7 hours. And also the last one coming from my side, which happened at Adodo area in Ogun State, where court clash came up and the killings went on in the area at Adodo Ota in Ogun State. On this very last story, I'd like to tell you that it's been a wonderful experience and a smooth ride, and we do not have much time again. We would have enjoyed more of it, But if you enjoy this pack today, just like we've been doing it ever since, let's see your comments and your reaction, because your feedback shows truly what we are doing. Lawal.
It's a pleasure time, and I believe that you have enjoyed going through the dailies with all this morning. If you really enjoy it, please join us tomorrow as we take you through the dailies once again. My name remains Ige or Lalikon. I wish you a lovely day. Bye for now.